Something happened here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. Every time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Getting so much resistance from behind. Every time we stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody, paranoia strikes deep. Paranoia strikes deep. Into your life it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. Then stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, now, what's that sound?
67, Buffalo, Springfield. The very famous song Buffalo, Springfield. For what it's worth, right? $4 for what it's worth. And it was released December 2011, 2-3. Right, it's a 33, 1166. Of course, a lot of good in 66. Yeah, written by Stephen Stills. Right, and performed by Buffalo, Springfield. A very weird song, right? Peaked at number 7 in 67. We're now to 67. It's a very weird type of tune, right? March 67. So free in 67, right? Very, these lyrics in it are very strange, right? Because it's, it was basically, right, you had that type of hippies era in the 60s, right? Along come this, song. It was like a few sort of events, right? Like that assassination of Kennedy and all that, 63. Right, this was 4 years later. And you had the assassination of Malcolm X, right? But this was very funny because this one came along right in this song. And it's basically saying to the hippie era, right? Stop, right? So it was like they were changing the type of thing from hippie peace and love era, right? Into paranoia and all this coming with the 70s, right? Right. Yeah. Obviously, it had the assassination of John F. Kennedy hex in 1963, right? Which is 666. Of course, for the third gender code and all this. And, that was on November the 22nd, right? So that's obviously 11 and 22 for 33. So there's no doubt that was a hex. 35 is Janus, as I've put in one of the videos. 1230, so obviously it coded us, right? This was pure hex, but this was 63. So 4 years later comes that Buffalo Springfield song, right? See, Buffalo Rifle, right? Buffalo Rifle. And the hunting rifle, right? And the Buffalo Rifle, as you can see, is a total rifle idea, right? And so is a Springfield. Springfield, right, but it's also a rifle idea. So the whole name of these pop group was totally rifle related, right? To sort of think what that's about. Basically what we're trying to do was bring clues on this peace and love era, this hippie era, right? And maybe that maybe the assassination of John F. Kennedy hex had not done like its job and sort of stopped all the hippies walking about or whatever, right? So that there's something a bit, they had to keep it up type of thing. They had to keep doing more hexes, to stop this peace and love era. Because, think about it, if people was into peace and love, and they were against government and authority and all this, right? Then that would have been, the end of these, these tea drinkers system, wouldn't it? So they had to stop it. See, they had to stop that type of mentality, whatever way, right? So as you can see, Springfield model, Springfield total rifle idea and all this, right? All the way, like, you know what I mean? You basically had that, Buffalo Springfield song at the start of '67. And then in '68, you had the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Right? No rifle. Of course, the Free Martin's idea, right? TH. The King idea, right? Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis rights type of thing, right? Plenty of hex, sniper assassination with rifle. Games Master 7 and 6. See how it's all coded, right? So this came after that, Buffalo Springfield in 67, right? All following on with the hex idea, right? Then you had assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. This was what a total hex. Doing a big 7 there. This is just pure hex, this one, like, not even convincing in the slightest, like, you know what I mean? Robert F. Kennedy, right? It says beside him a 17-year-old busboy looking more like a lass, or more like a woman. That looks like a pure bird to me, like. This is 12 hex, right? Of course, hex type of dates again, right? Getting shot, right? Supposedly, right? The 44 for the $2, right? Another hex, right? Then following that, the Kent state shootings. Of course, you know who the Duke of Kent is, right? In relation to Freemasonry, right? This was the Kent state shootings. Hex on the university grounds, right? Injured 9, deaths 4. So 4 and 9 is 13, death, right? Perpetrators Troop G of the Ohio National Guard, Kent State University. So you can see this is a hex straight off the bat, right? East Main Street. Again, 23 for the 33 idea, right? May the 4th massacre. So like May the 4th, like 9, like 5 and 4 and 9. See what I mean? The end of the naturals type of idea, right? Total hex. Again, 67, 67 again. Another 13 for the death idea and all this, and the 9. So as you can see, this was a total hex, right? But this one was apparently 1970, right? So following on, like in order and all that. And this Buffalo Springfield song was a very big part of it, type of thing. Because imagine you was around about that time, into these type of new ideas about, ending, these type of government people who wanted peace and love, read. You were sort of into whatever, like smoking dope or whatever, and in peace and love, and then all of a sudden you hear that song. That song comes on. It just said, you know what I mean? It sends you paranoid type of thing. It's like a right downer on the peace and love thing. Right? When I sort of caught that video, I was sitting watching that video, and I thought, well, they didn't look like pop stars. They looked like 4 FBI agents or something. You know what I mean? So it's put together, that song, as a total paranoia idea, right? To stop like protesting by people, right? A lot of naturals would have been getting involved in this type of movement, right? So basically they had to stop it, type of idea. And that's what all these hexes was about. And that Buffalo Springfield's song was a big part of that, see? Totally. All brainwashing, right? All brainwashing. They had to stop that idea. Because, you know, they were against government and all that type of thing, see? So they had to reverse that, they had to stop it growing in popularity, see? Load of hex. The old Kent